Dear my fellow youth activists, first I would like to thank the conference organizers for giving me the opportunity to speak today. My name is Dr. Mahrang Baloch. I am a human rights and political activist from Balochistan and part of the Baloch Solidarity Committee (BYC), a human rights and political organization. We are peacefully struggling against the Baloch genocide. In November 2023, the BYC organized the largest march in the history of Balochistan and the region to protest the Baloch genocide. Now we are preparing for another national gathering against the Baloch genocide in July. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to introduce you to a region that rarely makes global headlines despite enduring severe colonial violence and oppression, which is our homeland Balochistan. We, the Baloch people, are facing horrific genocide even in the 21st century, and we deeply regret that the world's silence on our plight. For 7 decades, the youth, mothers, sisters and daughters of our land have endured the worst tragedies of war. Around the world, people are raising their voices for oppressed people. But the greatest shock for us is that no human rights organization has spoken up for us, nor have anti-war advocates addressed our genocide. Today, when discussing the suffering of Baloch people, the issue of enforced disappearances stands out. I say with utmost conviction that Balochistan is the region with the highest number of enforced disappearances in the world. Over the past 20 years, the Pakistani army and secret agencies have forcibly disappeared thousands of Baloch people. The primary victim of these disappearances are the youth, as they courageously speak up for their rights and refuse to remain silent in the face of oppression. As a result, the Pakistani state's army and intelligence agencies target and disappear Baloch youth daily. This number has grown to thousands over the past 2 decades. Many Baloch youth have been missing for years, with state institutions not even informing their families whether their loved ones are alive or dead. This terror extends beyond the youth to teachers, journalists, poets, intellectuals, artists, women, children, the older people. The pain of enforced disappearances in Balochistan is unimaginable and beyond words. We have girls who have never seen their fathers, and they were forcibly disappeared at birth and have grown up without them. We have hundreds of women whose husbands are forcibly disappeared. Even after 10 years, they do not know if they are still married or widowed, as the state refuses to disclose whether their husbands are alive or dead. To truly understand the pain of enforced disappearances, one must come and visit the Baloch missing persons' families, whose children have been enforcedly disappeared. You will then comprehend that there is no greater pain in the world than being the victim of enforced disappearances. I am also a victim of enforced disappearances. When my father was first subjected to enforced disappearances, I was only 13-year-old. I, along with my siblings, protested for his safe release, but instead I received the mutilated body of my beloved father. He was killed, his mutilated and severely tortured body dumped in a remote forest. The pain and anguish we as a victim family felt at the time is indescribable, and we have not recovered from this trauma to this day. The moment my beloved father's body was placed in front of me is forever etched in my memory. Respected fellow youth, today I believe that all oppressed nations around the world, including the Baloch and the Kurds who face genocide, share a common pain, suffering and challenges. We are all subjected to genocide simply because we exist on our own lands. We aspire to live as free and independent human beings, seeking peace and tranquility in our homelands, while opposing wars imposed upon us. Although I reside in Balochistan, I consider the pain of Kurds and other oppressed nations as my own. The hardship we endure are shared, and our struggle are interconnected, just as our pain and suffering are collective. So, our efforts to end this suffering must be united. It is through our common struggle that we can